Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Aurora 4X! And I love how useless most of the posts about things in Aurora 4X often are, especially when the wiki is down. Like, all questions about Sector Command just say, you have to research them first. Okay, could you be more specific? Could you tell me what category? I don't see anything with Sector Command in there. So finally, I just went through and checked the technologies until I found one that had a reference to Sector Commands in here. Thank goodness, what a pain in the butt that was. So this will allow us to define sectors, and then we can set up sector commanders. Obviously, I hadn't gotten around to doing this before in one of my games, and I know it is supposed to be really quite good because you can get more of a bonus, and I probably should have made it a priority earlier. If I was seeing sector command in the list, I would have done it. Forgot about improved control and command. So we're going to go ahead and get this going with a bunch of labs, try to finish out of quite quickly so that we can set up some administrative buildings and get a sector commander. And that will give a greater bonus, sort of the same thing as a fleet commander, but an extra global bonus on top of all that. Maple Syrup A finished its orders, that's fine. That is my two geological survey ships are just returning to Earth to rest because they currently have nothing to scout out. So mostly we're just waiting for Essentia right now to finish terraforming. That's going to be the next big project for us. Well, that, and we're also expanding our civilian shipyards. We're building another terraforming ship as well. So if we take a look at Earth over here. There we go. Oh, it's still processing turns, that's why. Oh my god, my geological survey team just finished. It's a long, long job. Hold on. Stop. You guys are... Stop. I don't know why the game got so laggy all of a sudden. That was really annoying. Alright, it is now responsive once again. So yes, you're still building another terraforming ship. Excellent. You have now increased your capacity to big enough to be able to retool for our fuel harvester, the Cord 44. So go ahead and set that, and we'll have to wait until that finishes. It doesn't take very long. Actually, it's going to take the better part of a year. Wow, that is pretty brutal. There was something else I was about to do. I was going to check my logs. Oh, right, because my geo-survey team is complete here. I stuck out some people way far away ages ago. Can I open this? And then zoom... Try this again. Am I not showing all the bodies? I'm clicking to get the... Oh, probably because I was clicking on the oldest alert. There we go. So it's zooming me to the wrong place. So right over here is the quote-unquote colony, because I went and did a geological survey there. Now, presumably I've done one on Essentia, yes. So what I'm going to do is, again, in my mind at this point, this geological survey team has its own private shuttle. So we're going to be able to go ahead and just shuffle them around ourselves. So I'm disbanding that team. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flip over... Oh, no, the lighting system. Yeah, this is where I want to be. And I don't think... Leuton, did I set up a colony everywhere? No, I didn't. So what I want to do is open up the system view here. Now I want to get all the vaguely habitable systems in here marked for colonization. That one's... I think this one is red because of the gravity? No, maybe the red is fine. Purple's got lower gravity and worth colony cost. Not sure why it's marked as red. Certainly it's very cold. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and add a colony to everywhere that is vaguely colonizable, just so that I can remember that I might want to do something there later on. So, Leuton has a colony. Right over here, we're going to add a colony, just because they're going to be good places to run the geological survey. I don't even remember if they've got any minerals there. No, some of these places do. And that's pretty low, but it's going to be a good candidate for running our geological survey. And here as well. Again, a little bit of stuff, which means we have a chance of potentially finding some more stuff. Okay, and that's it. Then, actually, only show me stuff in this list. Oh, right, and there's 2 stars as well that have minerals. That's a Super Jovian, so that's going to be a gas giant. Lots of sorium, low accessibility, which certainly sucks. Let me go ahead, and I'm just mostly using this as a bookmark. So I'm going to set up these colonies everywhere where there's some resources we might want to check out. That's another Super Jovian. Wow. And we've got colonies, both of those. You really don't have much No, but let's check out Leuchten B. There we go. That's right. This was the real sweet planet I'd forgotten about, because I forgot we had to check for the other sun. This is one that's really going to be quite sexy. Actually has a colony cost below 2. Why is that? Oh, is it because of the discount, the 5% discount? That's why. I was going to say, because 2 should be the minimum here. Add colony. And I'm just bookmarking. And then these asteroids, are any of them... that's good accessibility, but not enough stuff. Here, there we go. You're going to be okay. Let's bookmark you. And bookmark you. Remove the mineral-only filter, just in case Leuchten B had some more vaguely colonizable stuff that didn't have any minerals. Yeah, it's probably not worth terraforming all of these. Well, small terrestrial might be fun. The gravity's really low. There's so many potential options. Anyway, alright, so having done that, what I'm going to do is go down here, find something that hasn't been surveyed, and does have some amount of minerals, and I'm just going to go ahead and deploy a geology team over here. So again, I'm imagining that they have a shuttle that they're using to buzz around. You are... Oh no, you're not researching right now. There we go. And create team. Alright, let me know when you guys are done, team. We're not taking like 5-second turns or anything. No, no. But again, I didn't get... This is weird because there's some events that don't seem... Oh, the auto turns wasn't turned on. That's why. There we go. We did just complete a jump gate construction. Or we started a jump gate construction leading back to the Sol system. I think in the Baron system over there. Join the Naval Corps. There we go. Complete a research into improved command and control. So... Having done that, I believe that on Earth, let's go ahead and group by function again. I believe that on Earth over here, we should now be able to create a sector command building. Takes a lot of material, although a lot of things that we already have. And in fact, a level 1 will be fine, because the level of the command building that you're using determines the range of that it can supply its bonus. And with a level 1, that will cover things one jump away. So that's going to be fine. Apparently, it's not linear. So a level like 3 won't necessarily go 3 jumps away. It's like a square or something like that. But for now, a level 1 is going to be fine. So we may as well just worry about that. So let's go and create one. It's going to be done in just over a month, actually, which is pretty swell. So we might go and create some extra levels, just, you know, for future stuff. We'll have to figure out what we want to construct next. Oh! We finished some tech as well last time, which I missed. Oh, of course, the research into that. I have to assign those labs back to something. Is there more logistics that I want to work on here? I mean, we're going to want a bunch of different things later on. Divisional HQs, that might be the sort of thing that we want for our military organization later on. Let's go ahead and drop that in there. But I think I can probably pull some of those labs away. I'm going to drop her down to around 10. And then I think what I'm going to do is... power through the fusion reactor here. Oh yeah, see, we're only gaining about 1 day per lab over here. Okay, so now we're doing about 3. So, you know, it's because we're so close to the end date. Let's do it this way, because I think that with our 5-day ticks will actually save us an extra tick of processing. And then we'll throw some labs into terraforming for now. Boom. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, no mineral deposits. So let's go ahead and move you again. I don't remember where you were. Oh, there it is. So again, we'll assume they've got their private shuttle. It's a little bit cheesy, but it's not really, you know, it's all on how you play it. Unassigned only, let's grab them and deploy them on this system over here. It wouldn't be hard for us to build a little shuttle, just a little bit annoying to micromanage. So, let's do that. It would be nice if there was any way to automate it. Like, if you could build a shuttle that's like automatically, you know, pick up a geological survey team when a survey is done and drop them off at some other body, you know, with reasonable gravity and blah, 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 blah. But that's not the case. In fact, I haven't even checked necessarily if all these are reasonable places to do the science. Oh, there we go. We finished our magnetic confinement tech. Now, power and propulsion. Do we have... Okay, that's a new reactor. Magnetic confinement fusion drive technology. 80,000. But potentially well worthwhile. There's an argument to be made about grabbing the next minimum power modifier technology so that we can build even more fuel efficient engines. Although this one's great because it's just globally fuel efficient. But I think if I'm going to research like a ridiculously expensive tech, I think I'm going to be doing the magnetic confinement fusion drive, like just the better drive for more speed overall. I think we're going to be happy about that. I think we can live without the reactor boost tech. I don't think we need any more of the jump engine stuff, although more jump drive efficiency would be nice to make the jump drives lighter, but again, that's a pretty expensive tech. I could, you know, just as a token, just happen to grab one of these capacitors with the idea of future-proofing against potential beam stuff. That's not a big commitment, so that wouldn't necessarily hurt too much. So I'm going to grab that. Again, it's just sort of a flyby kind of thing. But then I'm going to go ahead and queue up the magnetic confinement drive technology. And that will be the backbone upon which our next generation of naval ships gets built. I'm going to be really happy about that. I don't think the retooling and everything is done. I think we're still waiting. There we go. As I was about to say, we're still waiting, first of all, for the next terraforming ship to be complete, which has just happened. The Gabuk is here. I'm going to detach it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it to jump to Wolf 359. Then you're going to merge with Task Group 1. Now, once you do that, I think we're going to have to do the thing, because we discovered last time that there was a bit of a glitch, right? Essentia, its terraforming rate right now is 12.75. Even when that ship merges, it'll still be 12.75. And so I think what we're going to have to do is just move the ship away from the planet for a second and then move back, and then I think it'll register the fact that a new ship got added in. Okay, so that's that. We still are probably going to want to build tankers at some point, which we could design now and put them in with the put them into the other shipyard. But I actually don't know if I'm concerned about that. I'm actually debating, rather than design a next generation of tanker right now, I actually think I might want to build yet another terraforming ship. Fast terraforming is just really, really, really wonderful. And I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to add yet another terraforming ship job. And I'm going to be happy about that. Alright, so the Gabuk is going to move out over there. We are still building our Sorium Harvester right now. And right now, as is, the Sorium Harvester would be responsible for shipping goods back and forth to Essentia, which is going to be fine. I mean, it's going to take a while to build. It was like 1.2 years, plus it's got to get out to the Sorium planet in the Wolf 359 system, and then it's going to take 4 years to fill up. I'm hoping by the time that's the case, Essentia will be set up and running and be a good place to drop off some fuel. New civilian ships, that's great and lovely. Presumably we are still building that sector command. It was a pretty big build. No, we're done. When did that happen? I missed it. Okay, so if I look at the summary now on Earth, we've got Sector Command HQ, level 1 with the radius of 1. So now we finally have something in our sector screen, which we didn't before. Sectors, Earth, current system, Sol. I think I can probably, and I don't think there's any reason not to, include all of our current available systems within this one sector command, which is wonderful. And then I believe what we do is go to the officer view over here, and oh, it might be civilian, because of propagations and sectors. Governor of Earth sector, there we go. So this is going to be a bonus that applies to absolutely everything in this sector. And we want someone with just like a lot of stuff overall. The number one thing might still be the mining bonus overall. It is going to have to be someone who's at least level 6, of which there aren't that many options. So we can probably manually take a look at these guys. Because I can't set a rank, can I? Oh, rank. Min, max? Oh, it's probably sorting by rank. Okay. I don't know. I mean, I think mining is still the number one thing we'd like. Stephen Gardner, who's a level 6, has a 50% mining bonus, only 5% terraforming, but he also gets the 40% factory production bonus, which is great, except we're actually not producing that much at the factory, if I'm, being completely honest. Now, the next level down in mining is a huge drop. It's a huge drop. No, I think Stephen Garner is probably our best pick over here. It'd be nice to get someone with a bit more terraforming bonus. It's 5%. It's 20% here, but no mining bonus whatsoever, and I think the mining is just too important. Not that we're hurting for minerals that much, but it's still just really, really nice. Alright, Stephen Garner, congratulations. You are going to be the Governor of Earth Sector. So now we don't have a Governor of Earth anymore. I don't know if we want to change what our Earthican thing is. I mean, there's not that much mining going on Earth. It is dropping more and more and more, but it's not bad. Let's actually sort for highest shipbuilding bonus on Earth. I think that'd be quite nice. So right now, Jessica French has been assigned to the moon, mostly because of the terraforming bonus. And these guys are going to be too low, actually, because Earth needs a level 4. And there's not that much. I think, actually, it's a great idea to make Jessica French the Governor of Earth for the shipbuilding bonus. Now, Luna, we're mostly looking for high terraforming bonus. So Samuel Davis is Governor of Essentia. We don't want to change that. Tyler over here isn't doing anything. I mean, we could just filter it to unassigned officers. So Tyler, with the terraforming bonus, you are going to be assigned to Luna. Oh, you're not high enough rank. Luna is a level 5. Wow. So, Billy Mardson is one potential. Christopher Chamberlain. Kate Smith. I'd really like terraforming, but if there's nothing else... Oh, there we go. Samantha Ingram has a terraforming bonus and isn't currently doing anything. So you will be assigned to Luna. Lovely. And the other little mining colonies don't matter quite as much. Alright, I think that is swell. Yeah, definitely should have done the sector command a long time ago. But I'd forgotten about it because it wasn't obvious in the list. My eyes weren't, didn't hit it and be like, oh, this is something we really need. Overall, I wasn't giving the logistics screen as much love as I should. There was a few times when we sort of fell behind on a couple of things because I hadn't given the logistics. Okay. The Gabook Terraformer number 3 has finished its job, which means it has arrived around Essentia. And let me make sure that this has explicitly been closed and reopened. And indeed, the terraforming rate is still 12.75. So that is definitely a glitch. Definitely a glitch. Because we have more terraformers here. So it should be terraforming faster. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell the terraforming task group to move towards, move towards the soul jump point. Yeah, just move to. And I'm just going to turn off auto turns. I'm just going to advance like 1 hour. Boom. And then what I'm going to do is cancel that order. Belay that order. And I'm going to tell you to go back to Essentia. And I'm going to cancel that. Because now, if we look at Essentia, its terraforming rate should be 0. Boom. Terraforming, it is indeed 0. So now, if I advance another hour, you should... What? Shit. Who did I just give orders to? Oh, I think I canceled the wrong one. I think I deleted the wrong thing here. Try that again. And 1 more hour. Okay, completed. Now if we look at Essentia, which is 18.75. Yeah, so it clearly does not update your count of terraforming ships. I believe it's because of the join command. The join command. If I just told the other terraformer to just move to Essentia and just hang out there, I think it would have calculated it properly. But I think because it's joining an existing task group, it's missing an update command over there, so it's updating slower. Also, so now it's back into terraforming sites. What's our stats looking like? Temperature is fine. Oxygen percentage is at 48%. Nitrogen continues to rise. Excellent. Okay, I think I'm pretty satisfied with that. Let's go ahead and increment turns. And yeah, I'm going to be happy about building the 4th terraformer. I'll probably stop at that point. Probably. Because we're starting to invest quite a bit into terraforming. That being said, terraforming pretty awesome. Very useful. Coates Colony. Okay, another civilian colony ship. That'll be really handy once we terraform Essentia. Actually, I wonder what the math is looking like right now. Capacity recharge rate 3 and starting to work on the proper tech. A little bit of over things. Oh, how's Luna? Luna still adding in oxygen, and certainly happening much, much slower. It's a 0.033 compared to 0.056. Considerably faster, but we do have, of course, a lot of hardware and space around here. That being said, I like these terraforming ships. It feels like for the cost, I think the terraforming ships are maybe OP, or maybe the ground ones are underpowered. I don't know. Something seems a little bit off. And the ground ones are such a pain in the ass to move around. So I think I'm quite happy. I'm just going to use terraforming ships in the future. I'd assume that ground things would just be more efficient. Do I want to go in 30-day chunks? I don't know if I do, actually, but whatever. Iridium on Hoffensteina is done, which is okay. We're totally good with that. Ooh, additional deposits. Guys. On this asteroid, we found an increased amount of uranium, increasing it from 3.3 kilotons to 18.4 kilotons. We also discovered a brand new deposit of corbomite. Lovely. So, I just click on this event to center the view, which will make it a little easier to find the colony that's got the geological survey team on it. This is not it, actually. Zoom. There it is. Disband. Again, go through here. Completed. Not completed. But no minerals. No minerals. Minerals. Not completed. Good. So we're going to shuttle the team over to there. Quiet. It's a shuttle. It's not cheating. They've got their own personal little shuttle. Too small. You can't see it on the map. Stop yelling at me. God. All right. Go to work. Nice to find a few extra deposits. I mean, you don't find that much. It's really, the thing with these teams is it's, especially if you're ferrying them manually, it's really only worth the effort if it's a planet, like a larger thing that already has a relatively big deposit. You know, squeaking out an extra couple of kilotons is not a huge deal, but there we go. New civilian ship, alrighty. Shuka. No more unrest over there. That's going to keep toggling back and forth. More civilian mines in Cromlin, which isn't even something that we're using the minerals for. I'm surprised that they are still mining that. I'm betting it's one of these, like, high number but low accessibility things. Let's take a look. What does Cromlin look like? You. Yeah, oh, and you're actually about to mine yourself out soon. Wait, that's not Cromlin. You are, though, but I'm confused. It's giving me a rate of 0. Oh, maybe because it's all going to the sector, the civilian sector? It doesn't actually show you the mining rate? I guess that makes sense. So we're just taxing them for now, and they're about to run out at some point. Gallicite on Psyche has been exhausted. Now, Psyche is a place that we ourselves are mining. So we're below 1 accessibility. I don't think there's any reason not to mine out the rest of the uranium, though. That seems to be totally okay. Are all our mass drivers actually pointing towards the Earth? They are, which is great. Also, Venus. You have received your extra mass drivers. Yes, you've got 4. Good. And yeah, you had a huge stockpile. You're sitting around 20,000, so you definitely are shipping things up. Yeah, you've got 4, so you can fling 20,000 tons per year. We're only generating 14,000 tons per year. So actually, we could say here on Venus, all right, you can go ahead and we're going to supply 1 mass driver on Venus. If someone wants one, that's okay, because we're still going to have slightly more mass driverage. There's 3 left. Slightly more mass driverage than our annual production. So our stockpile will continue to slowly drop down at that point, which is great. Essentia, did we... I can't remember if we shipped over... Because we can. If we have some idle automated mines kicking around and or mass drivers, we can start to deploy, use the civilian people to deploy stuff over onto the Wolf 359 system. A bunch of new freighters just popped out. Lovely. And some replacements as well. But I can't remember here. Essentia. So you don't currently have a mass driver. We look at summary. Okay, so we are going to ask for one. We would like 1 mass driver, if you please. And then if I remove group by function, and in the Wolf 359... Oh, I have not set up any colony stuff in Wolf 359 yet. I really should. I should make that a priority above Luton over here, because that's getting... It's a little bit wonky here. We're going to have to find out a good central location on Luton as well. But what I should do is the mineral pass in the Essentia system, especially now that we finished the surveying. That's one of the things I hadn't done. Okay, the Essentia system is really lacking in minerals. Oh, no. Wrong one selected over here. Oh, that's because I had... It does. You can switch it, but I had the wrong thing defaulted here, so let's make sure that I'm actually in the Essentia system before I start mucking around with things. It'll minimize the chance of mistakes. Okay. Certainly we probably want to get all the things that are Duranium-centric. We don't necessarily need to sort by this first, but that's okay. Let's create a colony here. Now, by creating these colonies... Yeah, but it's not showing me as having a colony. That's weird. Oh, is it just being clipped? Just being clipped. Okay. I don't know if by doing this, I might screw up these civilians from setting up their own. What I should do, actually, when I'm doing this pass, hold on, is I should just look for things with maybe a higher gravity so we can work through them a little bit easier. Look at, like, this planet is crazy. It's got a million billion everything, but at 0.1 accessibility, which is really terrible. Really quite poor. So these are pretty low amounts, although now we're talking about, this is a great one. And this moon is also a great one. Because it's going to last forever once we set it up. It's a little suckier on the accessibility. It's only a total accessibility of 2, but it's going to last forever. And 2 is certainly within our guidelines. And there's Essentia. I don't remember if we've done the survey of Essentia yet. Corbomite. None of these are like something to write home about. We'll do another pass of this stuff later on, but it's not like anything that I need to make a huge priority. That's a good amount of boronite and vendorite. It's only 1.7 accessibility, but it's such a huge amount, I think it's probably worth, putting a pin in. Especially doing a scan of. We've already got that set up. That's basically no uridium. That's not a bad little rock. Although we may not want to do a gravity scan of it. So I'm just looking for things that I want to do a geological survey of. And I think we've got most of the strong picks marked already. Geosurveys of asteroids I don't think have a very high chance of giving you anything. That is... Oh yeah, that's of course a lot of sorium. We knew about that. Uridium is kind of sucky, although here's good. No, 0.9 is fine. And actually this asteroid is excellent as well. So we're just putting colony bookmarks for ourselves. Corundium. Well, these aren't terrible. Well, these two aren't terrible. This is such a low rate. We're going to need 10 times as many mines on this moon to make it worthwhile, but this is a ridiculous amount of minerals overall. I'm tempted to actually pull some people off of other jobs, because I've got some high-ranking survey skill people that I'm not assigning them to geological surveys right now because they currently have other jobs. But if I plan it with the 0.1 accessibility, I might want to rip everyone off of whatever the hell they were doing and just use the #1 most powerful team I can put together to try to get more accessibility of those minerals, which will make a huge difference. Okay, we've got our shield regeneration tech. Work on a bit of a thermal reduction tech in case we do want to make some stealthy stuff later on. Oh, there we go. The civilian colony is making another fuel harvester to steal some more of my fuel, which I haven't figured out. I can't figure out any way to buy the fuel that they harvest, so I don't know what's the deal with that. There must be a way, but I'm not sure. I guess we're going to put a cut in here. When we come back, we are going to continue. We're going to move our geological survey teams out to the various rocks and moons over here in the Wolf 359 system. Retooling. Oh, retooling is completed. That is for our own fuel harvesters, yes? Yes, it is. Arrow, Shadow, and Sons is going to now be able to build our own fuel harvesters. So we're going to go ahead and create one. So it's going to finish in September of 2070. So just under a year to build that. Takes a fair amount of material, but nothing that we have a shortage of, and we will be building more than one of these. And you are still building... Yeah, you're actually almost going to finish the terraforming ship, which is great. All right, I'm pretty satisfied with how things are going. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you next time.